The sounds of gunfire may have subsided, but the images of war remain in Georgia. In the port city of Poti, Georgian troops sit handcuffed and blindfolded on Russian vehicles. The convoy moves out. No word on where the prisoners were taken. Along for the ride, U.S. military Humvees towed by Russian vehicles, equipment that had been used in earlier U.S.-Georgian military exercises. The movement comes along with questions about whether Russia is really keeping its word on a shaky truce in a brief war that's heightened tensions between the Kremlin and the West.
I think there can be no business as usual with Russia under present circumstances.
In Belgium, Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice called an emergency meeting with NATO leaders, trying to figure out how to respond. Rice says Moscow is playing a dangerous game.
That this alliance, NATO, having come so far after the end of the Cold War and the collapse of the Soviet Union in achieving a Europe that is whole, free, and at peace, is not going to permit a new line to be drawn in Europe.
Russian troops drove Georgian forces out of South Ossetia last week. The ceasefire requires both sides to return to positions held before the fighting began. But some are questioning whether Russian forces are withdrawing at all. A small column of Russian tanks and armored vehicles was seen leaving the strategic Georgian city of Gori Tuesday. But elsewhere, Russian troops still man checkpoints and show few signs of packing up. While in Georgia's capital, tears and hugs and at least one sign of reconciliation as some Georgian prisoners of war are reunited with family members. Diane Kepley, The Associated Press.